Welcome, or if you're Italian,
Ben-
Ryan,
Benvenuto, ladies and gentlemen, to the AR Wrestling Podcast.
we are your co-hosts, Ryan and Alex, and we got bangers this week because, it's WrestleMania season. Raw was in Belgium, SmackDown was in Italy, and we're about 4 weeks out from WrestleMania 41. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. And I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you some groundbreaking news, Ryan. I think you're gonna love this. Today marks 100 days of Chelsea Green's United States Championship run.
Woo! God bless America!
Lady Liberty's 100 days.
Lady Liberty.
But in some serious news, WWE is actually currently working to get Sting to be one of the people, or to be the one to actually induct Lex Luger into the 2025 Hall of Fame class. For those who don't remember or don't know, Sting was inducted in 2016. What do we think about this, Ryan? I'm fucking with it because I like
Dude, that'd be
the
so
characters they
cool.
have.
That'd be
So I'm
so
excited.
cool. It's mostly I just hope Tony Khan lets him do it. I hope Tony lets Sting just. All it is a one-off. Come on, do a speech, induct your buddy. That's it. So you shouldn't have anything against it. Come on, TK.
I thought Sting retired, so wouldn't he be technically considered a free agent?
He's still signed to AEW's version of a Legends contract.
I didn't know that.
So he's still signed with the company to get paid for royalties for his merch, and he'll make one-off appearances every now and then. But yeah,
I didn't know that. Oh, all right.
I would like that though for Sting to come in.
I got a hot take though, and this is mainly from John Moxley's match against Cope on Wednesday. Wrestling as a whole entirely should retire nails and thumbtacks. I saw a hot take that said wrestling should retire nails and barbed wire, but I think barbed wire is good with moderation. What do we think, Ryan? I mean, this is my hot take. I want to get your thoughts on it.
Oh god damn it. I don't know about retiring thumbtacks. And at the end of the day, they should be allowed to do whatever they want to with their bodies. And if there's a section of the crowd that wants to watch John Moxley get stabbed in the back by a nail-filled board, good on them. I hope they enjoy it. But it's definitely not my type of pro wrestling.
I'll say I've seen a lot of negative remarks about that whole spot that he had.
Oh
in
god,
that
it was
match.
disgusting.
So I mean, I'm not going to get into detail. If you want to watch it, go find it on AEW's Instagram.
It was
It's all over
in his
Twitter.
back, and the skin was pulling.
I liked what James Ellsworth tweeted. He goes, "I miss Dean Ambrose."
Dean's dead, I think.
Dean's dead.
Dean Ambrose might be dead.
There's a couple other things. Andrew Schultz, what's his get back on Logan Paul? It's gonna be probably a WrestleMania thing, honestly.
Yeah, probably. He'll be involved in whatever Logan does at WrestleMania. He'll come in, punch him or whatever.
But one more thing, and I want to know what your thing on this is. Goldberg on his potential match against Gunther that everybody was wanting. He goes, nothing ever came of it because he's still a WWE or a WCW guy, and that WWE still has beef with him. That was basically the tweet that I saw.
Interesting. I mean, it remains to be seen about what happens with Goldberg and stuff. It's still pretty much regarded that he has a retirement match set for this year in 2025. Yeah. I imagine that'll be probably my early prediction is that that'll be at SummerSlam. Honestly,
his ass retired when WCW went down.
Yeah, long ago.
I never liked any of.
Should have retired after the
WWE. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I didn't like runs. I liked moments in his career. Obviously, I liked the Brock Lesnar match at SummerSlam. Survivor Series, and I liked the Brock Lesnar match at WrestleMania. But that was about it.
I'm interested to see what his match is, but I really hope he just signs the AEW and calls it a year because I don't want him in WWE at all. I'm sorry. Those
I would
WCW guys
be
can stay over there. The only WCW guy I ever wanted was Sting.
Sting.
The only guy I
He'll
ever wanted.
probably end up passing the torch to Gunther, though. That's at least what all I'm wanting to see is I don't want to see him win. I want to see him lose his last match and ride off in the
Yeah,
sunset. There we
honestly.
go.
But I'm ready to get into Raw if you are. That's it for the news for me,
Let's
unless you got
get
some news.
into it. No, no,
All
no,
right,
I do
so
not.
we
No,
see
no,
Finn
no,
Balor, Braun
no.
Breaker, Bianca, Io, and all Dakota Kai all walking in. We got the Finn Balor versus Braun Breaker IC Championship match. We got the Bianca Belair and Io Sky WrestleMania 41 contract signing. I have personal opinions about that later. And
Me too.
Dakota Kai versus Ivy Nile also happens. But we don't start off with Raw with somebody coming out. I mean we do, but hold on. We see a replay of Roman kicking ass last week, but we also learned Corey Graves is on commentary. It's a rare Triple
Yeah.
H W, but it's probably only for this week because I think they're in London this coming week. So, um, we get a promo video for Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, which leads us right into John Cena coming out. He doesn't recognize Stu though. Doesn't recognize Stu. Poor Stu.
Wow.
Um,
Dude, oh my goodness.
we get John Cena sucks chance of raining down. He's getting booed heavily by the Belgian crowd. And we just kind of, go back and forth. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks chance. This goes on for like 5 minutes straight, uninterrupted, by the way. And all I'm going to say is foreign crowds do it better. All I'm saying.
Oh, 100%.
But Cena sits down the mic and we get you sold out chance. And he picks it back up and then drops it. And he goes, when someone is properly grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside themselves for approval. And then they begin I think it's like Dutch Belgian chant. I don't know. He goes, you're making this so easy for me. You see, for 25 years, I've been the victim. I have been the victim of an abusive relationship. I was thinking, all right, are we back in like high school, bro? Are we 14-year-olds crying over a fucking boyfriend who supposedly cheated on us? Like,
Straight
whatever.
up, what is this?
And the crowd like starts like saying, shut the fuck up or something. And he goes, you lost your time to talk. All you do is be hurtful. All you are is abusive. All you've done is bully me into your damn puppet. No more. And then we get, fuck you, Cena chance. He goes, I think what he said here was so fucking classy. Thank you. Look, I'm not a babyface, but I'm also not a heel. I'm a human being. And each and every one of you has been awful to me. He starts encouraging the shitty chance that they're giving to him. And he goes, and it's been the same damn noise. When I first got here, you let me know really loud you hate me. And yeah, moments of embarrassment and shame. You let me know I wasn't worthy. I changed myself, hoping you liked me for a bit. Then it wasn't enough. I worked hard and I started to win and win and win and win. He says it like 5 more times, whatever. He goes, I won a lot. And you hated it. It wasn't enough. So what did I do? I spent the next 10 years, trying to give away everything I could, and it wasn't enough. Then we get shut the fuck up, those chants. And he goes, then in my final moments, the only thing I can do is walk away. What a great example. He goes, calls the crowd out for saying, shut the fuck up. And he goes, I announce my retirement in a way that's never been done before. I try one last time to do something nice for you because it's like right here tonight. It was great, but it was never enough. And we get na-na. We get those na-na-na-na.
Na, na,
Na, na, na, na.
na, na.
Hey,
Hey,
hey, hey.
hey, hey,
Goodbye. I'm telling you,
goodbye.
dude. These foreign crowds, I think, are helping it a lot. I don't think that shit would be happening over the States. I'm not going to lie to you. But each and every one of these idiots is proving my point. No matter what I do, it's never enough. You should all be ashamed. All you ever do is take, and you only care about yourselves. I put my values on the line, and all you can think is, what do we get? My story changed. What do we get? John Cena is coming to my town. What do we get? None of you sons of bitches ask me how I feel. When he dropped this line, I was like, damn.
How could you? I still have about a fat head of you on my wall. You son of a bitch.
Damn. It's just what do we get? You get nothing. You get what you've earned. What you've earned is nothing. You don't get a new look because you dress like me. You don't get new music and your time is finally up. My time is finally now. The only thing you get to take is a long look in the mirror to see how you all have been for the past 25 years. We want Cody chance, and he goes, you're chanting for Cody, of course. Your brand new shiny toy. Like I said, you are awful people. No one is safe. No one can hide, especially the ones I can pick out in the crowd. And starts pointing out fans of his
Mhm.
merch. And at some point in this entire like rant, he points out this kid and calls him hurtful. Like he calls him like hurtful. He's a cheater. He's not sporting. This kid's just like has a blank stare on his face. He's like, "What the fuck did I do?"
Bro, this is the origin for that kid becoming a supervillain.
That's what I'm saying. His
Like he's
retire.
gonna join
John Cena's putting him over in his retirement match.
straight up, bro. That kid's gonna come in. He can come into pro wrestling now with a ready-made storyline.
Yeah. He goes, "You're the Let's Go Cena people. Y'all are the man. I support you. You hear that, world? The Cena sucks jackoffs have proved themselves awful. I'm going to prove the Let's Go Cena are just as awful. You claim to support me. What have you ever done to support me? What have you ever done for me? All you ever do is steal from me. You steal my moments. You steal my time. You've made me your toy. You have made me the butt of an invisible joke for 15 years, and it is pathetic. You are pathetic." And then this is when we get the shut the fuck up chance. When he brought that up, that was kind of funny. I'm not going to lie.
It is, yeah.
But,
This is great.
oh, you're not ready to hear this. The truth is, you don't wear this for support. You wear it to feel good. I wear hustle, loyalty, and respect every day. I am the definition of perseverance. You don't support me. You use me as an excuse for your pathetic failure in life. All you ever done there for 25 years is sit on your ass and watch me be great. Everyone, including that kid right there, is a dysfunctional, toxic relationship. Like I was saying earlier, this kid is just like he just lost like his heart broke and sank into his chest. And he goes, "Well, I'm breaking up with you. I'm done. I'm breaking up with every single person. Whether you like me or not, you're dumped. I don't care about you. You don't matter to me. There's nothing you can do because you know I'm right. And you know you are wrong." And then Cody Rhodes coming out. And this crowd is honestly just the way they reacted to Cody is why I fucking love pro wrestling. You'll see a theme that I have throughout this fucking show.
Seriously, US, we need to step it up here in the States.
We really do.
We really do.
We get Cody chants, and then we get the Cody Rhodes, Cody
Cody
Rhodes,
Rhodes!
Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes. Get those chants, and I think everybody was willing to hear you out, like Cody says. If I understand correctly, they've given you their worst for 25 years. They have also given you their best for 25 years. They did that because you were special. They did that because you could carry it. And John hits him with a "Listen, kid." Cody, boom. Enough! It's certainly not kid. It's WWE champion. And let me ask you, who the hell are you? Where is the guy on this shirt? Even after what you did, I was excited of going week to week, face to face with John Cena. But instead, I got this. Well, this is better. This better not show up at WrestleMania because if it does, I run it over. I already took its best shot and it wasn't enough. I retire it early. So go find John Cena. I want to wrestle him at WrestleMania 41, not this whiny bitch. Tosses the mic at John. John is, I think he's just left speechless. I agree with Cody though. John's a bitch.
John's a bitch.
And we get those Cody Rhodes chants again. And at this point in the segment, it was very awkward because we're all expecting John to say something, but he doesn't. He just kind of stands there, drops the mic, walks out. We get a bunch of like shitty chants. Once he stops at the top of the ramp, he's booed heavily. And at this point, I was hoping he would do something, but nothing ever happened. But then, probably my favorite part of this segment, we get to commentary. Michael Cole is pissed at Cena, and now he goes on his rant. Cole calls him an irrational prick. I swear to God, he was going to say bitch, but he's on live TV, so he can't say that. And Graves said it was Cena speaking his truth. I agree. So I'm going to play devil's advocate with it. I agree.
Yeah. If you're going to play devil's advocate for John Cena, that's a crazy one.
So,
as a 21-year-old, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, yeah, I was actually about to ask. Go ahead.
All right, so as a straight 21-year-old white male with a girlfriend, I bawled my eyes out when John Cena broke up with me.
Are you fucking serious?
How could you do this? I supported you through everything!
Figured 3,000 plus a
Except
day
for when you
losing
were fighting
streak.
CM Punk. I didn't support him when he was fighting CM Punk. But other than
Let's
that,
go Cena. Cena
everything.
sucks. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks.
This dude. If there's anyone who can, in all honesty, sorry, as I cut myself off there. Like, there's so many times where people will come out here during after a heel turn and be like, "I'm doing it because each and every one of you people, you never supported me," and half the time it just doesn't work because it's like, well, a lot of us kind of did support you and shit like that. John Cena though is probably like the first person that can legitimately pull off that promo.
I feel like we were back in high school. I'm not gonna lie to you.
This is nuts. In a good way or in a bad way?
Bad.
Oh no.
But I think all in all of this, this match at WrestleMania is going to lead. We're going to Rock involved again, and it's not going to be fun.
Not gonna be fun. I think this is gonna be amazing.
I don't know, man.
I'm excited as fuck. John Cena. I imagine John Cena is probably gonna win the belt at WrestleMania from Cody. Maybe The Rock gets involved. Maybe The Rock doesn't. But it's definitely gonna have something to do with him. After all, this is their faction somewhat now. The Rock and
Yeah.
Soul Connection. I've heard it be called.
Nah, it's not that. It's you got to get it at Travis Scott.
We'll see. But I've also heard a lot of people say that Travis Scott's gearing up for an in-ring debut. That he could have a match at some point.
That's crazy.
That would be a crazy one, honestly. Um, Maybe that's what happens at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes finds maybe Cody Rhodes and Bad Bunny versus John Cena and Travis Scott.
What the fuck?
We can do that.
Oh my god,
I
that'd
have
be
no idea, but
insane.
I do think Cody Rhodes is going to need some kind of help at WrestleMania at this point. We're going to. I think that the big real back and forth is going to happen this Monday. I can't remember where they're actually going to be at on Monday.
Yeah,
Um,
look.
Wherever they are going to be at, I think this is where we're going to get the nice speech kid. And I hope this is where we get or maybe we just don't get that at all because this is a newer version of John Cena, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because
They're
even
in
though we
Glasgow,
get,
Scotland tomorrow,
oh, fuck, yeah.
and
I
then
love
that following
Scotland.
Monday they're in London.
I
I'm
think they're
pretty
in London
sure.
on SmackDown too.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Excited.
So that'll be hype. Where was I going though with that? Yeah, I think that's where we're gonna hopefully see that happen, or if not, maybe John Cena just doesn't unleash that killer promo that we know he can rip on Cody. Because maybe he is just gonna play this somber, just more. I don't even know how to describe it because it's just so not John Cena.
That's what I'm saying. That promo, I saw shit that people were like, "Oh, dude, this whole thing was cut short." Dude, do you
No,
know how
this went
long that
long.
promo was?
This went long.
John spoke for 20 minutes alone.
hmm
Don't ever tell me that shit again.
Exactly. This segment, you can tell. Look at matches that happened on later in the show. One match had one move in it, and you're going to tell me that
Lit-
this went short.
yeah, I'm pissed about that match.
No, we'll get to that though. But that's about all I have for this opening segment. I am excited to see hopefully a more so of a back and forth between them in Glasgow or in London. Who knows? Maybe they hold it off longer. How are you feeling though?
Almost kind of feels forced.
Really?
Like this whole thing to me kind of feels forced just because it's John's last WrestleMania. I don't like it. Just because like you can't tell me you're going to have John go on a 2000, 3000, whatever the fuck it was plus day losing streak. And then all of a sudden he wins at the Elimination Chamber. I don't know.
Why?
That throws me off a
Look at the
lot.
story on how he did it though.
Yeah.
Look at how he did it. He did it taking advantage of an opportunity that the old John Cena would never do
Yeah.
because CM
Well,
Punk got his head
I want to
stomped
see what the
in.
Rock. I wanted to see. To me, I wanted to see a more corporate Cena. I did not want to see the John Cena we got on Monday. So I think the presentation of Cena rubbed me the wrong way because I thought we were going
We're
to get like a
definitely
more corporate style of Cena. Honestly,
we might at some point. I don't know, man. I personally, I'm listening to you. I like this so far from my point of view. We might get something more of like a corporate Cena because this is like the first time he has been on screen as well as a heel.
yeah,
Well, maybe not. No, I guess technically second, but his first like entrance and all that. But um, I'd like to see maybe a more corporate Cena too, kind of buy into it all because I definitely wasn't expecting him to come out with the same music, same
yeah.
merch, all that was definitely
That
threw me
all threw
off.
me off. But I think we get moving on. We get WrestleMania 1987, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Randy Savage for the Intercontinental Championship, just to kind of help hype up the main event tonight. But after this, we get the no holds barred match, and I'm not gonna lie, this match was
Holy
PLE
shit!
worthy. This match was fucking crazy. Um, I'm just gonna say, Kaiser, I'm surprised you're not dead, man.
Yeah, no
But
shit.
for Penta's entrance, we got a little special ole 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 cero
Ole,
miedo, and I thought
miedo.
this chant was tough as fuck.
That
I'm
was
not gonna lie, I thought
awesome.
that was tough.
Oh yeah, I agree.
But
I agree.
just to get to the match, they both obviously just start trading blows, but Penta gets the upper hand by sending Kaiser outside. But Penta later walks the barricade from the ring bell area, which ends up sending Kaiser into the apron with a Hurricane Rana. But shortly after, he hits a tope con hilo onto Kaiser as well. We're getting ready to head into commercial, but first, Kaiser hits a Death Valley driver on the announce table. And then once we come back from commercial, Kaiser's still in charge, trying to rip the mask off of Penta. But Kaiser goes to run the ropes, but eventually gets a back body drop by Penta onto the announce table. And this moment I'm about to bring up, Kaiser, again, I'm surprised you're not dead. Penta hits a Mexican destroyer onto Kaiser. So be it. Onto a chair. Like, just, brother. Brother.
Brother.
But Penta hits the Penta driver for the win. Like I said early on, this match is PLE worthy,
I totally agree with that
which
statement
is
there.
where I would be okay with making an Intercontinental Championship ladder match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Well, these two would be in it. Breaker, Balor, Dunn, and Sheamus. I like that.
Dunn and Sheamus. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I like that too.
After this, though, Kathy Kelly congratulates Penta, and she has to ask what is next for Penta. He goes, first of all, thank you, Brussels. The Penta new era is here because it's alive in Europe, but also every continent in the world. You say, what is next for Penta? He goes, the Intercontinental Championship. And he goes, I want to say something. I don't care what I have to do. Tu perro puta madre, el cero miedo. I was like, damn. Okay.
Penta for IC champ. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm giving it 2025. Dakota Kai, though, you know what? Actually, hold on. Let's back up. Penta, Kaiser, Breaker. What I think we're going to see Kaiser stay involved with these two, with Penta and Breaker, because Kaiser's been on Penta's ass this entire time. He wouldn't just drop back to go, fucking deal with Pete Dunne. I don't think that's Kaiser. Because he wants us to demand his gratitude. How do you demand it better than weaseling your way into the IC title scene and getting a match? Again.
I agree. And he
So
wants
after
to.
this,
This
go
could
ahead.
eventually tie into what you were talking about a while ago, where he could get that IC belt to start a potential thing with Gunther at some point.
No. You know what I want? I sent you a video of it. I sent you that video from Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob versus Penta for the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, hell yeah!
Yaramin!
Yeah, I mean,
Oh shit. So, um, we get Dakota Kai getting ready for her match, and we see Io jumping in the background for Dakota. But if you looked off to your right, who's little Dom Dom talking to? He's seen it talking to Carrion. Oh.
Interesting.
But after this, we get the Judgment Day, and this is kind of where I think the whole thing with Karrion kind of plays in because Liv's talking about Finn and Dom, and Finn walks in wishing them luck. He goes, Jay Cargo's just another stop and live Morgan revenge tour. Finn hugs Dom aggressively though when he comes in. He goes, thanks, Dom. And Dom says, whatever it takes to get back on top. He goes, but he's been talking to some people. He has an idea. Ever since they lost JD, they lost the muscle. What fucking muscle was JD?
No, right?
But
What?
he suggests Penta to join the Judgment Day. And Finn accuses Dom of being a snake because Dom didn't know Penta was going after the Intercontinental Championship. Everybody leaves, and Carlito walks up. He goes, you don't watch the show, do you? But the reason why I think Karrion ties in here because who's Karrion been fucking with here recently? Karrion's been fucking with AJ. How does Karrion get to AJ? He sends AJ into the Judgment Day. And this is where Finn and AJ have a fight for power. Not saying AJ takes over the yeah, I'm not saying AJ takes over the Judgment Day, but AJ kicks Finn's ass, I think. Just run back another feud, and then once Finn gets his ass kicked, it's not again. It's not a fight for power for AJ. It's to implode the Judgment Day.
Okay, I see where you're going now. I thought you were about to start turning.
The reason why Karrion's talking to Dom, no. Karrion's talking to Dom because he's trying to get all the info he needs to feed to
AJ. So Dom is working with Karrion. So Karrion wants to hold on.
Karrion has Dom at his fingertips because Dom thinks he's working for Karrion, but he's really not. Karrion's just using him as a puppet.
Okay. So Karrion is trying to use Dom to destroy AJ.
No, to destroy Finn.
Cross is using Dom to destroy.
I'm trying to. It's more over because this has to do with AJ, him and AJ. Because later, I think it's shortly after. Oh, where is it? Because AJ was on this Monday Night Raw.
Right.
Yeah, he's on Monday Night Raw, and once we get to AJ's point or part, it'll make sense.
Okay.
Because you know how Cross has always been the one to be the mind control.
Right.
He's trying to do that to AJ. What does he want to do? What does he want to do for AJ? He doesn't like the Judgment Day for some reason, whatever it may be. Boom! You take it out by sending AJ in to implode it by making him your puppet. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see.
I thought you were going to go there with something along the lines of Cross uses the Judgment Day to destroy AJ, and the Judgment Day uses Cross to destroy Finn because they want Finn out.
Oh, I like that. Actually, I like that.
Something along those lines.
I didn't think about that. That's a good one. All right.
Mayhaps. And then Finn and AJ can eventually team up again together after they realize that they've both been had.
It's true.
I don't know. I'm spitballing there from your idea.
Get the Bullet Club back in. Get Meech in. Get the Good Brothers. Get Finn.
After they just got released.
Yeah, after they just got released. Hashtag see you in 90. Shut up. Dakota Kai versus Ivy Nile, though, is our second match in the night. And during Dakota Kai's entrance, we've seen Gable joining American Made ringside last minute. And Ivy kind of seems confused. So we see the match getting started. Dakota's pretty dominant throughout this match. But, Ivy does get her licks in. But Dakota starts unloading on the Nile until Ivy basically drops her. And then Dakota hits a enziguri on the Nile off the apron, but then goes for a suicide dive. Gable distracts her, and then this is when the LWO come to the save, taking out the Creed brothers. But I noticed the LWO chase after Gable through the arena, which distracts Ivy, and Dakota hits the Gota kick for the win.
Let's go Dakota Kai getting a win.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, she just now needs to win this Intercontinental Championship. And if she doesn't win it after the third time, I think you just fire her.
Oh, damn it. I couldn't have been her.
After this, though, we get to the Women's World Championship, WrestleMania contract signing. Io and Bianca, right? Well, here, hold on. Why is this the only contract signing?
Yeah, I'm so with you on this. This makes no sense. Why is this the only fucking WrestleMania title match that has needed a contract to be signed on TV for it?
That's all I'm asking.
Brother, what the fuck?
But Pierce speaks, I think, Dutch or Belgian. I don't know what they speak over in Belgium, to be honest with you. But he goes, it's not time, or it's time to make the Women's World Championship match at WrestleMania 41 official, and introduces Io and Bianca, and he gives them the floor. Um, and Bianca goes, or Io goes, Bianca, you will not disrespect me again. Rhea will not disrespect me again. No one will disrespect me again because I am the Women's World Champion. And after WrestleMania, I will still be the Women's World Champion. Crowd goes crazy for Io. I quite literally hate the simplicity of her promos.
At the same time, though, English isn't her first language.
It was true. But I just hate the
So,
simplicity of her promos and how she gets over. It blows me away. But this is where Io signs the contract. We get "You Deserve a Chance." And Bianca goes, Io, I have all the respect for you in the world, but last week I gave you a pass because it was low-key my fault. If you think I'm going to let you put your hands on me with no consequences again, you got it wrong. I am Bianca Belair. I'm the EST of WWE, and I will be the Women's World Champion. Bianca signs. Pierce. He goes, thank you for being professional. Jesus. Thank you for being professional. And this is where Rhea comes out. God damn it, Rhea. I'm going to have a hot take after this, by the way. Rhea comes out. Pierce calls for security, and Rhea goes, what am I doing out here? What are you guys doing out here? Io slapped me in the face last week, and I'm not going to sit back and let it happen like Bianca. And Bianca goes, I had to sign my contract for WrestleMania. That's what I'm doing out here. And Rhea goes, you had no business being in my championship match. So I'm just out here to watch Rhea and Io argue. Bianca slaps Io. Rhea headbutts them both. Rhea powerbombs Io onto Bianca, and then Rhea signs the contract and takes it with her.
I don't think that's legal, bro.
Legally,
I
it's
don't think
not.
that's legally binding.
Uh,
What are your hot
so
takes, though? I want to hear your thoughts.
there's a lot of hot takes of, oh,
Raise
Rhea's a
them.
child, Rhea this, Rhea that. Why is Rhea always on top? I'm starting to agree with Liv Morgan. I'm gonna say it. I said it.
That's a wild statement.
I said it. I said it. I agree with Liv Morgan.
What part of what Liv Morgan said?
Everything she said about Rhea. Rhea's a
Wow. You're no
child.
longer a Rhea fan?
Never said that. Never said that. I just agreed. I'm disagreeing with Liv in this instance. This blows my mind. Rhea's always inserting herself into shit when she shouldn't be. Rhea's always making herself out to be the child. Literally, we're gonna go later on into a segment where she's looking like a child, and then she just doesn't know how to mind her own fucking business sometimes. Again, later on, we'll talk about it. But this leads us right into Jay Uso. He goes, "Hey, main event Jay Uso is now in your city." He goes, "Yeah, I've been doubting myself. Yeet. My trick's been playing on me. Yeet. I flew halfway across the world to whip some ass. Yeet. And after WrestleMania, it's me and you, Gunther. Yeet. And it's time to shock the world and become the new World Heavyweight Champion. Yeet." And then he runs into Gunther. Gunther goes, "I talked to Jimmy. He's just as dumb as you are." They scuffle a little bit. And Jay goes, "Hey, Oos, I'll see you out there." Yeet. So we get Jey Uso versus Austin Theory. I hate this. We get to Jay's entrance. All I gotta say is Uso. This is a little handshake of Michael Cole. Kind of looks like choreographed. Just gives him a little fist bump. And this crowd again is why I love pro wrestling. I'm telling you, you can't tell me that during this shit it wasn't exciting.
No, it was goosebumps. Legit goosebumps through the TV. The mana was flowing.
The mana. But let's get to the match. Waller distracts Jay, and Theory starts with the upper hand, but Uso goes for a flip over the top rope and botches it. Tweets out later, he goes, "Sometimes players fuck up. He goes, I'm hitting that next time." And basically, it says that to his doubters, though. And Jay
Yeet.
gives Theory a run. No, okay, I just want to point out. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to say this twice. Jay gives Theory a running crossbody for a win. For the win. All right, let me repeat myself. Jay gives Theory a running crossbody for the win. This does not sit right with me at all. Look, I'm
Nah.
not a doubter of Jay Uso. Look, I'm a yeet all the way. I've done on this podcast more than I can count. Like, yeet. But you can't tell me if you're going to have Jay prove himself, you're going to have him go up against these jobbers. You're not going to have him actually try to whip Gunther's ass. You're going to have him sit here in the present. Oh my God. The fucking presentation of Jay has been so fucking shitty, except for the beginning.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
agree.
saying it.
So, the comment I want to throw in on this is I'm 99.9% certain that it was supposed to be a spear. Like I look back, I watched the highlights. It looks like it was supposed to be a spear, but that looks. I'm calling it a crossbody. It's what Cole called it. It looked so. Nah, it was a crossbody for show, for show.
Yeah. But after
And
the match. Oh, go ahead.
nah,
Sorry.
I agree with
Go ahead.
you. No, you're fine. You're fine. I totally agree with you that they need to step it up with this J presentation, bro. Like,
They did it perfectly fine with Braun Breaker. Why not replicate
goddamn,
that,
like
but into a world
why?
title
Yeah,
scene?
literally. Why is it so hard? Like, why is it so hard for them to replicate what Gunther did with the IC title with the World Heavyweight title? And why is it so hard for Jey Uso to challenge for the World Heavyweight title in a way that got us as fired up as we did when he was going after the IC belt?
Mm-hmm.
Did that did that make sense? I'm
Yeah,
not
but
even
it's so
sure,
fucking
but
stupid.
like yeah, I
I
totally
hate,
agree with you and all
I
that
hate
on
the
all the
way they're
points there.
presenting him right now.
Hopefully they
So after,
can
yeah,
rebound
go
it
ahead.
though.
Yeah, after the match, Jay super kicks Waller, then hits a suicide dive on a A-Town down under. But Gunther sneaks in, locking in the sleeper, but Jay's able to get out, rip the title off the champion. And Gunther runs after Jay, but Jay sends him to the outside. Jay raises it in the corner. Then he later throws the World Heavyweight Championship at Gunther, and Gunther's pissed. But you know what? I gotta say, go run to your dad and get his money, you bitch.
Bitch. Yeah.
Bitch.
So I'm gonna real quick before we jump in the next one, I am gonna contradict some of the stuff that I just said. This part of it I liked. I liked this part of it
Yeah,
because it kind of shows Jay smartening up to what Gunther's doing.
right.
He's smartening up to Gunther's game now. So when we get to Mania, it's going to be more of an even fight.
That's what you even want to call it. I don't know. I think what Jay needs to do is find more moves in his arsenal.
Hmm. I agree.
Because the more and
This
more
brick, the
shit
splash,
I
and the
see
spear
on
aren't all
Twitter,
cutting
the
it.
more and more like I don't. It's not that I'm losing interest in being a Jay fan, but I'm losing interest in his wrestling ability because he has four moves: the super kick, the hip attack, the Uso splash, and a suicide dive. That's about
Hmm.
it.
Yep.
I think if we get more out of him, it'll be different. So I think we'll see a lot of WrestleMania because I think this match is actually going to go about 30 minutes, which is where we're going to see Jay really prove himself and actually put these new moves to use. Honestly.
Wow.
So that's where I'm standing on it. I'm standing on business with it.
You know what I mean?
Yara me. Two.
Two.
So after this, we get to Braun Breaker and the Finn Balor promo for the main event. Our promo video for the main event, just kind of some highlights over the promos. Highlights of them kicking ass in the ring and then Braun Breaker dropping Balor. And we get to replay the contract signing. This is where I agree with Liv and every other fucking person right now on Twitter. Rhea and Adam are backstage, and Pierce calls Rhea a child. Rhea says for her to be put in this match because her name's on the document. Io and Bianca come and beat Rhea's ass, but Rhea hits Bianca, and then Rhea shoves Bianca and Io both into a wall and some boxes, and Rhea is fucking pissed.
Mommy
So again,
standing
I agree with
tall.
Liv Morgan. I think I was. I think I liked her. I think I'm gonna comfortably say I kind of rode with Liv Morgan on Liv Morgan Revenge Tour the entire time. Didn't want to say it.
Damn! Don't let Kaylee hear you say that.
I'm telling her. Hey, she gonna have to know.
Nah.
Just watch me. Watch me.
I watch me. Watch me. I definitely. I agree somewhat, not fully. I kind of like the funniness of it. Just that's kind of the main thing. I do prefer it more when Rhea's acting like the badass that can't be touched by anyone, more than just give me the title match because my name's on the document and type shit. Like, give me what I want,
Well,
like Batista's back in the day.
right, but I mean, I do agree with this Twitter post. It says spot the difference, and it's a picture of Hulk Hogan and a picture of Rhea Ripley.
Well, there's a lot of differences. Calling Rhea Ripley a modern day Hulk Hogan is an insane statement. That's a wild one. That's like unbelievably insane.
I thought it
Spot
was
the
funny.
similarity. Please point them out to me.
I honestly, I thought that was kind of funny.
It's a
But after this,
wild.
we get to the Creed brothers.
Oh shit. Hello?
My bad. We get to the Creed brothers versus Latino World Order. And in this match, Julius starts out with a flying knee in the Dragon Lee to start the match. And this knee went knocked his ass. Julius hit the lariat on a Dragon Lee before commercial, but we come back from commercial with both teams crawling for a hot tag. And Mysterio takes out both Creed brothers. Brutus throws Ray into Julius, but Ray counters with a DDT. And then Dragon Lee hits a Hurricane Rana onto Brutus. And then Ray is able to hit the 619 onto Julius for the win. And this was the highlight of the match. This guy, this new guy, the masked man. You know, I found his name. His name is Grande Americano. Grande Americano shows up, and Americano German suplexes Lee and Rey Mysterio, and then he hits a diving headbutt onto Dragon Lee, and security chases him through the crowd again. But who is this masked man?
Who is
Honestly,
he?
who is this masked man?
Who the fuck could he be?
Um,
Oh, truth.
at some point or after the show, though, I don't know when the fuck this was. The Creeds are walking backstage, and Gable is able to catch up, and he's trying to figure out what the hell happened. Dude's in the same jumpsuit as Grande Americano.
I
The
love
fuck
Chad Gable, dude.
What? What do you
Love
mean?
Chad
What
Gable.
happened? You're in the
I
same
love
suit.
Chad Gable so much.
So
It's really our truth.
Gable said he's going
Gene,
to do something
what's his
about
album?
Grande Americano. But why would he do something about Grande Americano when all he's trying to do is help?
Hey,
So I think next week we'll see Grande. I think I see him next coming weeks. Maybe WrestleMania. Chad Gable versus Grande Americano.
Bro, this is like Elias and Ezekiel all over again.
Swear to God.
I hope they actually try. I hope they run this for a while. I love this, man.
Then we get the Roman Reigns, Punk, and Seth Rollins promo video from last week where we see some highlights of Rollins versus Punk, and then Roman kicking Rollins and Punk's asses. When we also see Paul consoling Punk, being kind of heavily featured once it was shown. Like it kind of just stayed there for a minute and really just made it sink in. So we get the Visionary, we get the Revolutionary, we get the modern day Messiah, we get Seth freaking Rollins. He comes out before commercial, right? Before commercial. We come back. Whoa, whoa. This crowd is still singing his song through commercial. But we get Brussels. Welcome to Monday Night Rollins. Again, he is a visionary. He is a revolutionary. He is Seth freaking Rollins. But all right. You know, I was coming out here mad as hell. But it's hard to be mad when your beautiful voices are serenading me. We get CM Punk chants. He goes, yeah, we'll get to him, but let's talk Roman Reigns first. We get OTC chants. He goes, y'all watched last week. Am I mad as hell that Roman came for revenge? Absolutely not, because I would have done the same damn thing. The problem is, after all these years and a wise man in his ear, Roman Reigns can't make a plan. He needs his architect to do it for him. He left out one little detail, though. That detail is CM Punk. The luckiest loser on the face of this planet. If I had just a few more seconds with Punk, I would have stomped his head through the mat, ended his WrestleMania dreams, and put his career on ice. I would have taken care of the CM Punk problem if it wasn't for Roman. Now, I'm left again to clean Roman's mess. And we get OTC chance. He goes, "Oh, don't worry about the OTC. I'll be sure to put him in his place along the way." It just so happens that my two favorite people, CM Punk and Roman Reigns, are going to be in the same place at the same time this Friday on SmackDown. And I was thinking, why should I let them have all the fun? I was thinking, maybe I should make a trip to Italy. Maybe I should take a trip to SmackDown. That sounds like a nice way to clean up a mess. This ain't about Friday, but you've been one hell of a crowd all night long. And we got one more match, and he just basically promotes the main event. He goes, "It's on, though. I'll see you boys on Friday." So, the promo itself, I get what it was meant to do. But this could have been said on like social media or something. Real life.
Yeah, real life, I could have. But, I mean, I understand they needed to promote Seth being on Fridays.
Because Rollins is a Raw guy. Oh, God.
Oh, God, Monday Night Rollins.
He's a modern day Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Dude. After this, though, we get Lyra versus Raquel Rodriguez. No. I lied. We get everything we're learning about next week for Monday. Lyra versus Raquel for the women's IC title. CM Punk will be on Monday Night Raw in Glasgow. Jey Uso and a mystery partner versus A-Town Down Under. And then we get Cody Rhodes and John Cena both at Monday Night Raw face-to-face again. Jey Uso and his mystery partner, though. Who we thinking is? Who we thinking?
That's funny as fuck. I originally thought Jimmy.
I'm going with Jimmy. I'm buying Jimmy.
I'm changing it now, though.
Who?
To I believe in Jay.
Actually,
he's from
you
Scotland.
know who I could also see it being?
Who?
Otis.
Yo, actually, for real. Actually, though,
I'm so serious when I say this because of what's been going on these past few weeks.
Storyline-wise, bro.
So I think. Do you want to comfortably say our three picks are Joe Hendry, Jimmy Uso, and Otis?
Joe Hendry, Jimmy Uso, and Otis. I'm backing Joe Hendry more than anyone, though.
I'm only saying Joe Hendry because he says say his name and he appears. That was tweeted out shortly after this segment was aired. So, just want to point that out. But after this, we get Kathy Kelly with AJ Styles, and she wants him to expand on his thoughts on Logan Paul. He goes, Logan Paul, he hears this chant and stops talking, but he doesn't. He goes, he doesn't belong on our roster. He doesn't get to talk long. Before Karen Cross walks in, he goes, I want to offer you a different perspective. Maybe you're not mad at Logan Paul. Maybe you're mad at yourself. How many years did it take you to get to WWE and find validation? Age is like 17. He goes, Logan Paul didn't. Logan Paul got here because he was naturally talented. Basically starts sucking his dick. AJ goes, Cross, your bullshit isn't going to work. And AJ walks away, and Cross and Scarlett both go, it looks like it's working. Just saying.
It's working.
But this is where we get into our main event of the night. Oh, wait, hold on. I got to elaborate. Shit, I'm skipping shit. So, anyways, I think when it comes to Dom and Cross, Dom's the puppy here because Dom's the dumbass.
Okay.
So you have AJ be the one to do all the work. It's basically, to a degree, I hate to say it, but it's a miniature John Cena heel turn.
Okay.
But it's meant to implode the Judgment Day. So the Judgment Day are without Finn. So they bring in AJ, the leader before. Was he the leader before? I think the leader before Finn Balor of the Bullet Club.
Nope, Finn was first.
Finn was first? Okay, then yeah, I don't know that whole thing. Yeah, I don't know who was who. So
that's kind of why I thought earlier you were saying that. I thought you were lining up to run a Bullet Club Succession repeat, where I thought you were going to say AJ comes in, kicks Finn out of Bullet Club eventually, and then he kind of takes over. That's where I thought you were going. I like where you're going with it, though.
It's really just to implode the Judgment Day because Dom can't do it. JD's out, and Carlito's too much of a dumbass and worried about his apples.
He is too obsessed with apples.
So after this, though, we get Braun Breaker walking to the ring, and he runs into Penta. Just kind of, keep this in mind. But this is for the Intercontinental Championship. Finn Balor versus Braun Breaker, and the match gets started. Balor gets back into the ropes and uses them to his advantage, though. Doesn't go for long until Breaker drops his ass, and Breaker runs the ring, but Balor is able to uh, reverse it with a sling blade, and we come back from commercial with Balor in control, but Balor pisses off Breaker by just taunting his ass and sending him on a frenzy. And Dom and Carlito come out, and Finn tries to pin Breaker off the distraction, but Breaker jumps from the apron to the announce table later on, clotheslining Finn over in the process. But after that, not too long after, Finn goes for the coup de grace, and Dom and Carlito distract the ref and Breaker, which Dom ends up costing Finn his chance to win the Intercontinental Championship. And this sets up the Breakensteiner into the spear for the win. After the match, though, Dom and Carlito attack Breaker, and Dom grabs the Intercontinental Championship. But as this is all happening, Penta El Cero Miedo comes to Breaker's aid, drop kick or super kicks Dom and Carlito, Breaker spears Carlito, and Penta grabs the Intercontinental Championship, putting it in Breaker's chest. Breaker raises it high, and this is how we close out Raw by Penta going with a Cero Miedo.
Cero Miedo.
So,
yeah, Dad, I love it.
Honestly, again, more of the implosion of the Judgment Day we see. We see probably our next IC title match guaranteed. And then I think we're at WrestleMania at that point. To be honest,
Maybe.
I really think we're at WrestleMania at that point because we have a month till we're at WrestleMania. No, we just overpassed the month mark a few days ago, actually.
Oh yeah, we're almost there. It's gonna be exciting.
I'm excited though.
Yeah, well, hopefully, like you said, I think we are seeing the outline for a intercontinental big multi-person thing being set up now, with Penta and Kaiser being, rivals right now. Penta's going to start going after Breaker, who's feuding somewhat with the Judgment Day, who also want that belt.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see Dominic. You mentioned like a bunch of the people that you wanted to throw in that ladder match earlier. I would throw Dominic in there just to have that Finn and Dominic
Dom thing,
dynamic.
yeah, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I got for Monday Night Raw.
Heck yeah. All right, then that is going to move us on to SmackDown. We are live from Bologna, Italy.
Not... Oh yeah,
Bologna,
Go
Spain.
ahead. Yeah, no, it's Italy. You just didn't change
Italy.
it. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Next stop in WWE's European tour as Joe welcomes us to the show. Of course, it's Jade Cargill, Liv Morgan. They have a match tonight. Braun Strowman. We also see Jacob Fatu, as well as the voice of the voiceless, CM Punk. And you mentioned it during Raw, and I'll mention it now during SmackDown, that the foreign crowds go hard. They're nuts. Especially when Randy Orton goes out there. They go nuts. They sing his theme forever. This goes on and on. I'm thinking like the entire song over again, damn near. Randy gets the mic, though.
They talk to
and he
me.
Doesn't. They talk to me! He doesn't even get a word out, though, Randy Orton, before Kevin Owens' music hits, and he walks out wearing a Randy Orton t-shirt, and he tells them to hear him out because he has something important to tell Randy. He tells him that he was wrong. He was wrong for attacking him. He was wrong for giving a pile driver because Randy didn't deserve it. Meanwhile, Cody Rhodes, he deserved everything that Kevin did to him. Sami Zayn deserved everything that Kevin did to him. Kevin is angry because Randy picked Cody's side, and that anger made him do something that he regretted deeply. But if anyone can relate to letting that anger get the better of him, I mean, it's Randy Orton. After all, he talks about all the time. It was a defining character trait in 09.
09 Randy
He tells
Orton built
Randy
different.
that 09 Randy. Do you see that one tweet where the guy was like, "I love you so much, I fought Randy Orton 09 for you." Bro, good luck.
That's a penalty. That is not.
Like,
That's
dog,
penalty right there.
You ain't doing shit.
Good luck. What are you taking? Were you taking firing squad or Randy Orton? Or 09 Randy Orton in a wrestling match? I'll take a firing squad.
I
That's how
probably have better
I'm.
odds with that one.
Bro, you're not surviving against '09 Randy Orton.
I'd
No
rather
shot.
take the shot than get a punt in the head.
And an RKO. I'm straight, dude.
Straight up. The RKO through the mat. He tells Randy that. Sorry. He tells Randy that he can forgive him for picking Cody's side, and only if Randy can forgive Kevin for giving him a pile driver. He then asks Randy if he knows why Kevin saved Mello last week, and he tries to explain that it's because he tried to save Randy from himself. Him and nobody else wants to see Randy go back to the Randy that used to punt people in the head. I want to see Randy go back to people
Yes, we
who
do.
punt
You
people in the
fucking
head.
liar.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Fucking liar.
That all needs to stay in the past, he says, so we can look to the future. And what is in the future? WrestleMania. There could be no better moment in the history of WrestleMania than you and me becoming tag team champions. He
Okay,
explains
buddy.
that they were this close, you can't even see it, but I'm pinching my fingers, months ago, and they should be tag champs right now. And this entire time, I haven't been mentioning it, but obviously it's a European crowd. They have been hazing the fuck out of Kevin this entire promo.
Yeah.
Like, actually electric. It's nuts. Randy explains that what he should do right now is roll out of this ring, go up there, and kick Kevin Owens' ass all over this arena. But it was intriguing to hear Kevin admit that he was wrong. But he tells Kevin that he can take that apology and shove it right up his ass because Kevin can tell him whatever he needs to sleep, or can tell himself whatever he needs to sleep at night, because at the end of the day, the only thing he deserves is him getting kicked so hard in the head by Randy so that he gets a pat on the back from Roberto Baggio, which I looked it up. That's an Italian soccer player. I got that one. I did my research there. Pat on the back for me. He used to be, after all, Randy Orton looks at him. He goes, "You, Kevin, you used to be all fight, Owens fight, and now it's just bitch, Owens bitch.
Bitch.
You
Oh,
say
dude,
you
when he
try to
dropped
save
that, I
me
was
from
so happy.
that was so good. I loved it. You say you try to save me from myself, but what is there to save? I'm glad you dropped me on my head because now I hear the voices in my head, and you know what they say to me. Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but not for you, Kevin, because in Vegas at WrestleMania, Randy is going to kick his freaking head clean off his shoulders."
Type shit.
And I'm pretty sure not long after this, we got the match card tweeted out by Triple H, official for WrestleMania, Kevin and Randy.
I'm so excited.
Damn. I'm still holding out that they could potentially put a stipulation on this.
Oh, they're definitely probably going.
Maybe.
They're probably going to.
I'm hoping so.
I want
Because
to say
this
definitely. They're
is
probably going to.
yeah, this is good. I liked this segment. And I also love the fact that the crowd goes nuts for Randy like that.
Oh my god. I would just talk if this voice was talking in Italy. God.
But then we go on now to a replay of last week. Drew McIntyre, he's taking out Damian Priest with that big old stomp. I kind of thought last week that would take Damian out for like at least a week or something like that.
Nah.
But no, he's
That's the
back.
street. That's
Nah,
the street king,
he's right here.
motherfucker.
Nah, straight up, bro. The former El Campeon, Damian Priest, and Jimmy Uso versus Drew
Ooh.
McIntyre, and Shinsuke Nakamura's there
Yeah,
as
fuck
Drew's
him.
partner.
Bro, I
And
genuinely hated Shinsuke just solely on his presentation.
what was it?
I've hated Shinsuke just solely on his presentation.
Really?
Yes,
That's the
dude.
only thing that I've liked.
His presentation's horrible. He can wrestle. His presentation's horrible. I don't like how they presented him.
Give me 1 second.
Like you could like prove to him as a fighting champion, but you don't. You kind of just have him. You had him sit there for 6 months, hold a title that was literally like it was actually good being held by LA Knight. LA Knight won it from Braun Break. No, he didn't. He won it from Logan Paul. Granted, Logan Paul was a part-time champion. He did some pretty good matches with those though. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to LA Knight still puts on bangers. Granted, I think he needs a different move. I don't think the BFT, a front face DDT, shouldn't be your fucking finisher. We saw that happen with Dean Ambrose, who's now John Moxley, getting fucking spikes in the or nails in the back of his goddamn or his back, like goddamn dude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Somewhat. I don't like the BFT and other shit, but
No
go on
way.
now. But what you were talking about though? Speaking of Shinsuke's presentation, I swear to God, his helmet gets bigger every time that he makes an entrance. Big ass helmet. And also, Damien rushes Drew on the entrance ramp and brawls with him and Nakamura until Jimmy hits a dive. Drew, still wearing his bloody kilt, he tosses Jimmy around, stopping some early offense, and crowd loves Drew, honestly. They go, oh, Drew McIntyre! Oh, Drew McIntyre! Love it. After Shinsuke and Drew dominate a commercial break, though, Jimmy starts fighting back with a Samoan drop and a super kick. Damien tags in and hits a top rope crossbody, and Shinsuke stops the South of Heaven and attempts the Kinshasa, and it gets stopped. Of course, it does. It's Shinsuke. Jimmy eventually, though, gets hit with the Kinshasa, sending him out of the ring, but Damien still hits South of Heaven for the win. Drew then jumps Damien after the match, pinning him to the ground, pounding him into the freaking mat, saying that he shouldn't have come back or none of this shit. Damien gets hit with a claymore after Drew pretends to leave, and Drew's just left standing over him again.
Again.
Again, this match was not made official though for WrestleMania.
It was
Who
not, but it's
knows?
still
Who
rumored.
knows? Who
Still
knows? Who
rumored.
knows? Who knows? It still could be. The way they're doing this, it's like I keep thinking that you're either gonna build this to a stipulation WrestleMania match or you're gonna build this to one of them getting written off of TV.
Right.
Is kind of like the way I'm reading it, but I don't know. It doesn't. This isn't hitting for me, in all honesty. This Damien
It
Drew
was
stuff. No, it's
if
not.
now you kind of see how I'm feeling
I fucked up my note page.
uh with Jey Uso and this Gunther feud now. This could be done better if it was presented better. Honestly.
Yeah, 100%. They've got heat to it. This angle's definitely got heat. This rivalry,
Oh yeah.
they have a reason to be feuding. I don't think that it makes no sense for them to be feuding. It makes sense for Drew to want to kick Damien's head off after all the times that Damien's taken advantage of him being screwed. But it's I don't know, man. I just don't know. And I don't know what it's gonna take to get me more invested in this either, honestly. We'll see
Triple H
though.
want me to dummy. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll move on though to Braun Strowman backstage getting pumped up for his match when LA Knight walks in, tells him that the bloodline likes to work in numbers and he will keep an eye out tonight. But Braun is ready to handle Fatu tonight because after speaking with Nick, it's been made official that the winner of tonight's match will get a shot at Knight's United States title. Braun says winning that title is his way of punching his ticket to WrestleMania, and Knight basically just goes, "Yeah,"
Yeah.
walking out. That's very interesting, especially with the results of that, which we'll get into obviously later. We then go to a replay of the Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton brawl last week before cutting to the Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton side-by-side interview. Joe is conducting it, of course, gets one word in. He asks Tiffany about her mindset heading into WrestleMania, and Tiffany doesn't even get anything out before Charlotte interrupts, saying saying that the Queen speaks first. Charlotte says that she was actually impressed last week because Tiffany made herself finally look like a star. She was having a hard time buying into all of the hype, but can't be too surprised now because, after all, the Queen always brings out the best in people. And Tiffany tries speaking again until Charlotte interrupts her, yelling that since the day she won the Rumble, it's been pick me from Tiffany. She picked Tiffany though not because she wanted to or thought because she was worthy. It's because she felt sorry for her. She tells Tiffany that she is not special because she is being compared to Charlotte. After all, everyone is compared to Charlotte on the women's roster. Tiffy finally gets to talk now, and she says that towards shit. What did I write?
Hold on.
Towards with the
Before
fact
we
that she
get to
feels pretty
Tiffany,
special
can I
for
say something?
WWE. Yeah, sorry.
I feel like
Go
Charlotte's
ahead,
the
go ahead,
pick
go
me.
ahead. Charlotte kind of
I feel like
is.
Charlotte's the pick me. I'm not gonna lie. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm happy she won, but I think she's the pick me.
Somewhat, I can definitely agree with that. But finally, Tiffany gets her word to talk, and she says that she feels pretty special right now. After all, she is holding the WWE Women's title. Charlotte once again snaps back. She calls Tiffany's cash in weak and the idea of her as champion delusional. The pinnacle of her career is going to be at WrestleMania when she faces Charlotte Flair. For her, she just gets to shine her light on another undeserving girl who, just because she has blonde hair and can do a backflip, she thinks she can compare to me. Tiffany calls back to Charlotte being one of her biggest supporters back in the day when she was in developmental. Then, when they stood in the ring, she realized that Charlotte looked at her as competition and as the next woman to take her throne.
Because she's going to. It's Tiffy time all the motherfucking time. I'm
All
buying a
the
Tiffy time
time.
shirt.
Are you really?
Mm-hmm.
Should do it.
I'm gonna wear that bitch
Oh, yeah.
proudly.
Damn straight. Charlotte, though, once again, she called her a star in the making back in the day. Charlotte isn't here, though, to slap her on the ass and tell her that she's doing a good job no matter what, because Charlotte, she is here for competition at the top of the women's division, is where she sits, of course. Tiffany, though, this is all you do. You find the hottest thing possible and you throw water on it. Charlotte snaps back, though, like, how? Name an example of when I've done that. You aren't even the hottest thing on SmackDown, let alone the entire company. Dude, I had to chime in here like, bro, why are we burying our champion so hard right now?
Let's look at Charlotte's buried. She's buried Asuka. She's buried Io. She's buried Becky. Becky. That's a lie. Okay, let me back up. She's buried Becky. She's buried Bailey. She's buried Rhea. She's buried Rhea. I think Rhea was more of a come up on her own. Besides WrestleMania 39, that match was pretty decent.
Yeah, after that.
Every person that Charlotte's been against, she's put down since she's been here. And her entirety of the time on her main roster. I fucking hate Charlotte. I wanted her to
That's
win.
also
This
her
is
character at the same
as much of
time.
a fan I was of her. Other than that, I don't like Charlotte at all. I think she's a female version of Dwayne, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's funny. I like Charlotte, but I definitely think that sometimes we need to chill, just try to chill the fuck out when going after the champion this hard. Because it was pretty clear that Tiffany, even in a moment or two, kind of stumbled, or she even like literally repeated one of her lines word for word, like one after another. It was like, I don't know. To Charlotte though, she continues talking after saying Tiffany's not the hottest thing at all. She says, Tiffany, the thing is you've never been across from me. You've only ever been beneath me, trying to catch your breath. Tiffany finally says that at WrestleMania, you are going to realize that everyone already knows that they won't bow down to you anymore. They all run on Tiffy time. And this is kind of the promo battle I've been wanting, like to build this match. We kind of had the big brawl last week that hyped it up. Now we've had the big promo off that I think have hyped it up really well.
All right, so
But
now we need the contract signing. So serious. We have 3 world championship matches that don't even have a
Brother, Monkey
contract.
dead.
Just saying. We have 3 World Championship matches.
Oh,
No contracts except for one earlier. We have 4. We have 1 that only has a contract.
I can imagine we might end up doing one for the John Cena Cody Rhodes match.
I feel like you should do that
Maybe.
for all of them.
Yeah, if we're gonna do one for one.
Do it for the rest of them.
That was really funny though. Um, God damn it, I'm fucking dead, bro. Did Charlotte go though too hard in this promo? I kind of like ran it down a little bit earlier, but I want more of your thoughts on that point.
Um, when it comes to Charlotte with this whole promo, yeah, she went in on the champ, but that just shows you an experience of Tiffany. But again, fuck Charlotte. She divorced Andrade, probably the best thing to ever happen to her. I can't say that. I don't know what the fuck happened behind the scenes. I just think Andrade is cool as fuck. She's trying to
Facts.
bury
No,
Tiffy,
it's valid.
probably the hottest thing since the 4 horsewomen walked in, honestly. And I'm not
Agreed.
trying to say that, oh, she's got good looks. No, like quite literally the superstar who's pushed the most since she's been pushed the most since she's been here.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Tiffany is, once her career is said and done, I think Tiffany is going to overtake Charlotte. You don't need world titles. Because look, Charlotte has 14, 15 world championships, right? But she's also lost that championship that many times.
That is very true. That is very, very true. None of her reigns have been like, I think she's had like maybe one reign that's been close to a year.
Jesus.
Hmm.
Was that when she was full time or was that when she was still part time?
I don't even remember. I'm going to be real. I don't
Sorry.
remember. I'm just going off the top of my head when I say that. I could be
Ah,
completely wrong. But yeah, I'm pumped for this match though. It should be
I'm
fire.
excited. Yes, sir.
But oh my god, bro, I keep turning my phone sideways and it messes my notes up completely, and I gotta wait like 5 million years for it to go back the right direction so I can actually read. But this will, of course, after my phone finally decides to stop being slow, take us to Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman. As we learned earlier, it is now a United States Championship #1 contender match. And as the match gets started, both run around the ring as Strowman throws Fatu around with a back body drop before spilling outside. The crowd is going crazy for this because it's big, meaty men smacking man meat after all. Um, Strowman attempts the Strowman Express, but he eats the table instead. And after the commercial, Fatu gets the Samoan drop and hits the first hip attack, but Strowman stops the second with a flurry of clotheslines. And Strowman successfully runs the Strowman Express outside, hits a massive spine buster inside the ring until Tama Tonga gets on the apron. Yeah, doing all that shit. Gets driven into the mat with a slam, and Solo arrives, hitting him with a spike, causing a disqualification. But Braun Strowman did win this match. It was by DQ, but Strowman won by technicality. He is the #1 contender for LA Knight.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
After the
yeah,
match,
yeah.
though, yeah. After match, though, Fatu seems pissed about them getting involved as Thomas stomps Strowman into the corner. Then LA Knight makes the save, sending them all out of the ring along with Braun Strowman. Fatu, though, he's pissed. You know what I
Fatu's
mean?
pissed. Yara main. Yeah,
And
I
now
don't blame Fatu.
Strowman,
I'd be pissed too.
exactly. I thought, like, I'm still honestly, like, kind of convinced Fatu might end up going for the U.S. title at Mania, though.
I don't know. Because now this sets up him versus Solo.
It does, yeah.
Because Solo was the one who basically ordered the attack.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now we go on, of course, to Kathy Kelly with the women's tag team champions. They are backstage. She asks Liv why, after having her name cleared, does she still have a problem with Jade Cargill? And she says that it's because Jade spent all of the time letting everyone accuse Liv and Raquel when she could have made at least an Instagram update or a post, something, a call, letting someone know it wasn't them. But nope, now it's personal for Liv. And probably like you, it's personal to Jade because we beat her old tag team partner Bianca for the titles to become a record holding 3-time women's tag team champions. Naomi wasn't able, of course, to get the job done. So tonight, I'm going to finish the job for her against Jade. Getting that a little bit. That was arguably like the best match of the night. I ain't going to lie. I stand on business with that one.
Oh, business.
Fatu, though. You know what I mean? On that Fatu
Yarame.
shit, letting it go. He is throwing everything around,
King shit.
storming backstage. Solo tries telling him that he needs to calm down. He tries explaining everything, but Fatu tells him that when he's taking care of his business, Solo needs to worry about his own. And you need to watch it, Oos, he tells Solo before storming off.
Type shit.
Fatu getting ready for that singles run. Let's go.
Yarame.
Yeah, Our next match is going to be Piper Niven versus Zelina Vega. And she's trying to go after Chelsea Green, the longest reigning, most dangerous, first ever, greatest of all time United States champion, Chelsea Green. But the Secret Service member, Piper Niven, of course, she did her job right. Pat on the back for her. She should get a Medal of Honor for it. On God. As it gets down, the Piper uses her power to keep Zelina grounded, and she stops the code red after a commercial. Piper remains in control as Zelina fails to mount any offense, and Zelina does get a sleeper and a top rope Meteora. She then tries hitting the 619 only for Alba Fire to distract her, and Chelsea causes another distraction, letting Piper get the win.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
it was definitely different because usually I would have expected Zelina to win that because fucking A, my phone, I hate this piece of shit. But I'm gonna expect her to like actually win that because she's kind of gonna have to beat the Goons if she wants to get to Chelsea, but she can't even beat the Goons.
She cannot beat the goons.
Sounds so wrong, honestly. So,
Oh, shit.
sorry, just 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, technical difficulties. Your boy ain't on no fancy laptop, but then we get moving on now. Finally, a recap video of John Cena and Cody Rhodes' interaction from Monday, as well as I think this is when we see the Randy Orton and Kevin Owens match card officially on the show for WrestleMania 41. We cut now to a Jade Cargill interview backstage, and Kathy wants to know if Jade Cargill is ready after this being her first singles match, returning since being attacked. And she says that last week Liv Morgan disrespected her, and she's ready to basically whoop her ass. And when she is done, Naomi, all eyes are on you. You get another smoky dark teaser with the number 4 on it, and I think it's Aleister Black, still
Honestly,
Loki,
I think it is too.
because Wyatt Six is just haven't not been on the show. Spoken
Mm-mm.
of, no teasers, nothing like that. Like, yikes.
Oh, hell yeah. This is no bueno.
No bueno. Then, what was bueno in the match muy bueno. It is Jade Cargill versus Liv Morgan. And as we get going, Jade knocks Liv down immediately with the big boot, and she chases Liv out of the ring. Has a stare down with Raquel, and I low-key really want that match to happen.
That'd be insane.
But, yeah. It doesn't take long, though, for Liv to go for an Oblivion and a Code Breaker to no success. And Raquel and her try leaving for Jade, only to drag her back to the ring. A distraction from Raquel lets Liv finally get momentum off of a backstabber, but after a commercial break, Liv, still in control, hits the 3 amigos, and going for the Oblivion is caught and turned into a German suplex. I thought that was amazing. Jade's momentum then leads her to trying Jaded, but Naomi, this son of a bitch, finally arrives, causing a distraction, and after Raquel distracts the referee, Naomi gets the tag belt, whacking Jade in the face with it, leading to Oblivion and the 1, 2, 3 for Liv Morgan.
Hell yeah.
Loki, I was not expecting Jade to get pinned in her. Like, I liked it. I really liked it. I think I definitely mentioned it. This is my favorite match on SmackDown. This was really good. I liked it. If I can say it anymore.
Ryan, did you like it?
And right, right. If you didn't hear it, I liked it. Again, I'll say it. I liked it a lot. Then after match, Naomi attacks Jade, stomping her into the mat and knocking her off the apron into the announcer's table. What are we thinking? Setting this up for Mania.
This is definitely gonna be the grudge match. One of the grudge matches we're gonna be looking out for. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's that's on baby.
You still
That's all I'm
think
gonna
Naomi
say.
or you still think Jay or Bianca has anything to do with it?
No, to be honest,
She's been
I think you
she's
keep
been
it
going
on.
off on X if you've been
Well,
paying attention. I can't remember if it
I've
was
seen
X or
that, but it's
Instagram or
kind
both.
of just it's because Jade brought her in it. Like, go through the feed. Jade and Bianca, or Jade and Naomi are the ones who brought Bianca into it. Bianca's got a world title. I don't think she gives that much of a shit until after WrestleMania season, and then that's when Jade's gonna turn on Bianca. Even like that's
Ooh,
good, like on TV, on TV.
I like that though. I definitely like the idea. Definitely Bianca has never really been the heel. She's more of like that female version of the John Cena always babyface. I would like to see Jade. Maybe it's a weird kind of comparison, but like, nah, it definitely makes no sense. If I say that, that would sound stupid. But definitely run like a long term rivalry between her and Bianca. They could be a
Oh
really good
yeah,
feud.
oh, I would like that a lot.
But then after this, we are going to go to a replay of Drew attacking Damian Priest earlier after the match, and Kathy catches up with Drew backstage. She asks Drew where this all ends with Damian, and Drew says that he explained it so simple last week that even a 5-year-old can understand. He mocks Damian, saying that he's going to go around bragging about beating Drew in a tag match tonight, even though Drew laid him out clean. He challenges anyone to explain to him verbally why he's been in the wrong over any of this. Nobody can, because all he does is tell the truth. But he will give Damien credit. He is as tough as he is stupid. But he and Damien will be in the same building next week, so he'll know where to find him in London. He then walks away and passes by Cookie Monster dressed Seth Rollins on his way out. And the Visionary is on SmackDown. Very, very blue outfit.
It's like Cookie Monster is crazy.
My brother was just like it.
It was. This is true.
Um, this is an awesome segment. Well, I didn't like part of it because Street Profits, our new tag champs, come out. Of course, we want the
What the
smoke.
smoke?
I think this is. I've heard it be called like their old. Was this like an old thing that they had originally? Something in NXT? I don't even know.
I don't know.
I've never heard this theme song used for the Street Profits before in my life, so I called it just a new theme that they debuted on SmackDown. Very clearly made by Def Rebel. I like their original one better. That's all I have to say about it. What do you have to? How about you?
Fuck Death Rebel. Fuck
Yeah.
Death Rebel. Fuck up a lot
And
of shit.
mhm. Montez though, Montez Ford, he's got the microphone. He goes, for the first time in 4 years, your new tag team champions, the Street Profits. It is about damn time. These past few years have been filled with a lot of doubts, doubting each other, doubting ourselves. But now with them holding the titles, that makes it all worth it. Those highs and lows, peaks and valleys, I can always count on my brother. Then Legado del Fantasma interrupts. Santos Escobar points out what a moment it is. The Profits finally have gold again. Too bad it's going to end abruptly, though. And these two beautiful, chiseled Latinos are pissed off and they are ready to take those titles. And they aren't the number one contenders. So we hear, yes, boy!
Yes, boy.
Pretty Deadly arrives, and Kit Wilson reminds everyone that they won a match a few weeks ago to become the number one contenders. So, Legado, you need to step aside. Santos says that they will not step aside, and the only reason they are in this position is because the Prophets believed their lies in the first place. And Montez goes that Pretty Deadly do have a title shot already lined up, but Santos and his team, they seem a little feisty. So tonight Let's get loco, chico, because the fucking A, the profits are up, and we want the smoke. And that will move us before that match to a vignette playing very orange, very lightningy, and it's Ray Phoenix, obviously. Has all of the same tattoos. And very interesting again, like we talked about last week, that they're putting him on SmackDown, but we'll see.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe the potentially a debut for like this. It's kind of a weird time to do a debut because normally that's the show where you're gonna want to hype up the last bit of WrestleMania stuff going into it. But
Yeah,
what if they changed it up and debuted him on the Friday before Mania?
that'd be interesting.
I think it's more likely to be the Friday after Mania, just because that's kind of the new season start, and that's kind of what happens usually with the Friday, or sorry, the Monday afterwards.
Yeah, I don't know because you got if you're gonna do that, you got to play it out a month now. I think you want to fuck that
Exactly.
Triple
Yeah.
H.
Yeah. Can you really? Are you really going to be playing all these vignettes for a month straight?
Well, we did it. We
Same
did it
as
with the
the
YS6 to a degree. To
that
a
worked
degree,
though.
it was
That's with the
all QR
YS6.
codes.
Like we got, and it was less of. I would argue that it was less vignettes, and it was literally like a glitch, like
Yeah,
once a week with a
that's why I
barcode
said to
that
a
we got.
degree. It was like, was it really?
Right, right. That's why I
Yes.
think that's why I'm
No.
trying to say I think it worked for the Wyatt Six. You can
Mm-hmm.
definitely do something like that. I think that you can do that with the Malachi Black stuff, maybe.
Really?
Like that the black screen with the smoke and the four and all that, like
Mm-hmm.
because the first time, like if I'm spitballing here, if it's a timer, a countdown of some kind, the first time that it counts down to three, people are gonna be like, oh shit, like we're counting down to something now. Like they'll
That would be
realize.
interesting. What
Um
are we? What? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see though. I'm definitely interested. The profits. The draft is going to be rumored to be after Mania, so hopefully the Lucha Brothers can get drafted. Maybe Penta gets moved to SmackDown. That's why they're hyping up Ray so much on SmackDown already.
That
Like
could
I said,
be.
just an idea though.
I like that. Okay.
As if SmackDown needs to be, and they clearly need some hype in their tag division. They ain't got enough of it yet.
All right.
We go on to Los Garza versus the Street Profits, and the match is already going after a commercial break, and the Profits have the upper hand. Berto, after tagging in, is the one to give Los Garza the upper hand, and I wanted to point that out specifically because of that interaction he had last week, or was it last week or 2 weeks ago with Andrade, where it's kind of been teased maybe Berto's going to be the breakout guy of this group. Who knows? Um, Angel though throws his pants into Dawkins' face as you do. Dawkins gets the tag going crazy and is only stopped by Santos interfering. And a standing moonsault post commercial by Berto leads to the Garza special, and Montez breaks up the pin before getting tagged in. Dawkins then stops another interference by Santos, so he can go for a dive, and Montez can hit the splash for the win. We want the smoke!
Cause we want the smoke.
Straight up. Good match for the Profits, and we then go to a Hall of Fame vignette for Triple H. Awesome, pretty cool, pretty cool. Rumored to be, I've heard Kamala might be put into Hall of Fame this year. We'll see.
Oh, okay, okay.
hmm Pretty Deadly then is backstage in a stairwell where they are met by DIY. Wow. I apologize. That was pure gibberish out of my mouth. Where they are met by DIY, and Pretty Deadly says the tag match they have against the Profits will be next week in their hometown of London. DIY say that they're happy for them, but it's obvious they aren't. Champa says they will help them win the titles next week in their home country if they are named number one contenders in return. A little bit of you scratch our back, we scratch your back, and no boy! PD leave, and Motor City Machine Gun show up behind DIY, and they welcome DIY to the back of the line, where the team they originally screwed over to win the tag titles has been waiting there to get their hands on them. Maybe
Yes,
we see a
boy.
a non-title tag series between Motor City Machine Guns and DIY, maybe out of a pure grudge match.
Ooh.
So maybe that'll give teams like Los Garza and Pretty Deadly more, because Guns and DIY have arguably been the top two teams. Like, we've had all of these teams vying for those spots, but I would argue those are the top two teams that have been. So if we have those two kind of move off into a grudge match feud, then we could maybe hype up Garza or PD, or maybe a new tag team. Who knows? I don't know
Okay.
who, but just a
Yeah.
Mellow Don't Miz. There you go.
All right.
My
All
favorite tag team.
right. Don't like Melody. You know what? Fuck Melody Biz.
Fuck Mellow Don't Miz. He's a hater.
Oh my God.
All right,
Oh,
then.
shut
A
up.
rundown for SmackDown next week sees the tag team title match Profits versus PD, and the United States title being defended LA Knight versus Braun Strowman. Then it's time for our main event segment, which I just called Let's Make a WrestleMania Main Event. Because we get
Huh.
about a 30-second minute, just 30-year pause. We're just sitting there, staring at the segment of the crowd. And it's like, all right, we're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting. And then finally the beat drops for Roman Reigns' music. And the OTC arrives, and I don't know what the fuck they're singing, but they have like this whole ass chant for Roman, a big old song or whatever. It was amazing. This crowd loved the OTC. I'm pretty sure it's his first like announced appearance for the European tour that he's had. Freaking amazing. He goes, Bologna, acknowledge me, and damn, do they ever acknowledge him. Roman goes on to say that your tribal chief loves you, and that's why he's about to explain something to you. At the Royal Rumble, CM Punk screwed me. So last week, I screwed CM Punk. That's not it, though. Last month at the Rumble, Seth Rollins tried to kill me. But it's okay, because last week, I tried to kill Seth Rollins at the Garden. Roman got time, though. He's going to be here for at least 15, maybe 20 minutes. So if anyone wants to come out here to interrupt him, let him know now. And burn it down comes off the speakers. And once again, a very blue Seth Rollins comes out. He says, Roman Reigns, you messed up. He is pissed. He's instantly shouting at Roman as soon as he gets the mic. You don't realize how dangerous Punk is to the future of this industry, to the future of this company. You should have let me finish the job when I had the chance. It's all right, though, because it's not about him. It's never been about him. It's always been about you and me. We came into this company together, and there is no you without me. There's no me without you. We created each other, and we cannot coexist in the same place, at the same time. The story between us has a lot of pages to it, and I think it's time that we add another chapter. And
Agreed.
CM Punk's music finally hits. The crowd erupt and sing along to Cult of Personality. Paul Heyman is very upset as soon as Punk's music hits, and Punk even throws a little wink his way once he gets to the ring and he gets on top of the top turnbuckle. He says, This right hand is not taped up to hold a microphone. And before we get the circus started, let's talk some facts. You, Big Chief, you, Grimace. The truth is, neither one of you have ever been able to beat me without the other one's help, because you can't. Roman, I didn't screw you. I know it's been a while since you competed in one, but the Rumble is every man for himself, and your wise man should have educated you on that. You wouldn't have even made it to the Rumble if I didn't save your family's ass at War Games in the first place. That reminds me, though, because I am owed a favor for that. Paul, before I get to that, though, I want to thank you for delivering your tribal chief to me on a silver platter. Roman turns to Paul for an answer. Is like, what the fuck is that about? Paul is clearly torn apart by all this. I don't know if I can side with you. I love you, my tribal chief. And Punk jumps him from behind. All three start brawling until security arrives, and Punk gets a moment where he's on top of it all, points at them both, and points at the Mania sign. Seth Rollins takes them all out with a dive. He stands tall and points at the Mania sign. Roman gets his turn then after wiping him out with the steel steps, pointing at, you guessed it, the sign. And the show closes with all three continuing to brawl. And match card got tweeted out not long after the show. It's official. Not too happy about it though, in all honesty.
I'm interested in it, to be honest.
What are
Not
your
happy. I'm
thoughts?
just more interested. I think that. Hold on. Sorry. I think um, this. I'm not happy about it either, but I think it's going to be done well enough. I just want to know how you pull the favor that Punk or that Paul still owes Punk into all of this. Honestly,
Right.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. What the fuck's his favor
I don't even
to start
know.
with? Because
Maybe
I thought the
it's
favor was Roman being delivered on the silver platter.
nah, that's not the favor.
That's what I thought it was.
So I still think that it's gonna have something to do with the title at some point. So maybe it's something like you need to turn this match into a number one contenders match for the WWE title, and you need to make sure I win it.
That'd be crazy.
Like, could you imagine if Paul I want to have Paul turn on Roman without turning on Roman, where he gives Punk the win by screwing over Seth, but he gives Seth to Punk at the end of the match, but like
It's going to cost Roman in the
it's
end.
gonna cost Roman, but he's not trying to do it to cost Roman. He's just doing it because he's trying to repay Punk. So it's
Yeah.
not because it's personal against Roman. It's just
He's trying to
it's
pay off the
just
debt.
oh yeah,
You got
yeah.
to
It's
rob
just,
Peter to
oh
pay
my
Paul
god,
type
dude.
shit.
Yes, but Roman clearly, oh, dude, fantasy booking. I love it with pro wrestling.
Fantasy booking.
Oh,
Oh,
I
God.
love this shit. I am pretty hyped though. Um, I would argue, this match, the women's triple threat for the title, and Jay and Gunther are all three fighting for that night one main event.
As much as I want Jay and Gunther to be main event, I don't think it's going to happen. Now.
Mm-mm.
So,
I think that one's definitely got less of a chance of doing it after Monday's show. They have time to reheat it.
they do.
I
They
would
do.
personally like to see something along the lines. This could be really good if
Because
Jimmy.
this is supposed to be 10 weeks of hell.
hmm So I would really like it if Jimmy did end up being the person to go to Monday Night Raw and help Jay. Maybe then they could do something where Gunther finds Jimmy backstage, chokes him out, bloodies him up, and Jimmy. Or no, I'm sorry. He finds Jimmy, chokes Jimmy out, bloodies up Jimmy backstage, and Jay finds him at some point.
Ooh, that'd be insane.
Like Jimmy's announced for the tag match beforehand. Like in the opening of the show, Jay's like, "This is my tag partner. It's my brother." And then Jimmy gets taken out by Gunther, so Jay has to find a new tag partner. And Joe Hendry. I don't know. I don't know. That's just an idea. I should have said that during the Raw review. Damn.
God. So,
But yeah,
um,
that's
all in all, WrestleMania is it's like 4 weeks away, dude. We're getting ready for
something
this
like
shit.
that. Yeah,
It's exciting
I'm
as
definitely
fuck.
getting hyped up for it.
Oh hell yeah, dude. Let's get
For
it.
me to close this out, though.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, coming up on the end of the European tour. Of course, we got a couple more dates. Keep the hype going with these European crowds. I freaking love this shit. I wish we could do just. I think they announced another European tour later on in the year when they got Clash in Paris, so that'll be freaking awesome. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all head to our socials. Make sure y'all be on the lookout too for our WrestleMania match card predictions. That'll be up shortly. Make sure y'all head to the social links. It's Twitter, AR Wrestling underscore, Insta, AR underscore Wrestling underscore. Go to Spotify, Apple Pod, and iHeartRadio. It's AR Wrestling Podcast. Go to YouTube, AR Wrestling 1020 in the search engine. Then go to Twitch, which we are getting started on shortly, hopefully in season 2. twitch.tv/AR_wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, have a phenomenal day, and we catch y'all in the next one. Thank
Thank
you!
you.